the one with the cottages. They brought in a girl. She was so pretty. She had the blackest hair and the bluest eyes you ever did see. And you know what? No, she was in the Milwaukee. And you know what? At night, she would have nightmares. She'd wake everybody up. And I woke up one night and she was just hollering, don't do that, no. And the nun would come in there, you know. And you know what I found out? I found out that her dad owned a jewelry store and some jewelry was missing and he beat her. He beat her. And she was afraid of him. And she would have nightmares. And I don't know if she stole it or not. I don't know. But that's what was the word. That her parents owned a jewelry store. And the nun would come in there and give her something and relax her. And then she would put holy water. You know, she would sprinkle her with holy water. And the next day, when you would see her, she would look like she was just wore out. You know, when you don't sleep right, and maybe with something going on in her brain like that, you know. But she was the prettiest thing, I'm telling you. She had the cold, blackest hair, and them eyes. She had the bluest eyes. I can't remember her name either. Beverly, I think her name was. Beverly.
That wasn't ever on our list.
They had all kinds of people out there, you know.
Of course, there's no swimming.
Black and white mixed there in them days. And so did they at the schools here.
In Toledo.
You know?
This is great.
I remember even when I was a little tot like that, I went to South School in North Chicago. And a black girl moved in on Lewis Avenue. She lived on Lewis Avenue. And I would told her, I'll stop by your house and we'll go to school tomorrow together, okay? And she'd say, okay. And her name was Genevieve. Her name was Genevieve. I liked her a lot. But her mother didn't want her to go out after school. I said, can you come out after school and play with me? Because I live 2 blocks up the street, you know? And I went to her house one time and no one would answer the door. Yeah, no one would answer the door. So I figured maybe her mother didn't want her to associate with nobody.
She was scared.
I don't know. Because, and you know what? They lived across the street and the principal of that school lived right across the street. He lived, and his name was Mr. Holmes. Yeah, Mr. Holmes. And she lived in a good place. But the only time I could talk to her was at school.
Probably afraid of something happening.
Oh, no, I didn't remember her. And then my dad took me away from her. I didn't see her no more. I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing. Because my sister had died. My mother got the boy, Richard, and my dad got 2 of us girls, you know. But Angie, she died, and so they said, well, you're going to have to find a home for me. So they took me somewhere to Racine, I think. I don't know where it was. And I didn't even know my sister died. I didn't know nothing about death. I was so dumb, I didn't know nothing. So I got to this people's house, and they tried to be nice, but they always acted like funny, like something was so sad, like. But I didn't know what it was, you know. So one night, I remember the moon was real full, and I was standing on some kind of platform porch, and this younger lady, I guess she was just turned to be a woman or something. She, I kept asking her, where's Angie? Where'd she go? I kept asking her, you know. I said, where'd she go? And I think I even went to the funeral and everything because I remember wearing a little white coat, you know. Natalie took me out there. Was you with us? When we went out to the cemetery in St. Mary's Cemetery? No, Ascension Cemetery. You wasn't with us? You must have been going to I don't remember what year that was. Oh, I got the calendar. What year was that? Oh, I think that was in the... But anyway, I didn't know what death was. I didn't know that. I'm at the cemetery with a little white coat on, and everybody standing around the grave there. And I didn't know. My dad took me away, took me up there to re-see him. And I'm asking for her. Where's Angie? Where did she go? Where is she? Where is she? But I remember we used to have a lot of fun. I remember we used to take a bath in a little galvanized tub. You know, you seen them round tubs. Me and her used to sit in a little tub there and take a bath. And my dad would come in. I guess my mother and them, they were still together. He'd come in from work and guess what? He'd bring us each a Hershey bar. A Hershey bar, yeah. Just like there. They make the Hershey's now, same taste and everything. Yeah, life is something, you know.
It's a two-bedroom house.
Life is something.
Has one bathroom. Okay. It's partially.
So I stayed with him for a little while with some Italians.
Okay, it's in our budget, but at the top.
And in some kind of way I came back to North Chicago to live.
Okay. But
And
also the
I
surprise.
wasn't going to school. And someone reported it. And they sent out a social worker. And her name was Mrs. Funk. Her name was Mrs. Funk. And my mom.